Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit less of a keyboard review and a little bit more build focused. Now I have the Zoom65, as you guys well know, and I built that out a few months ago and I haven't totally been happy with it. Now the thing about the Zoom65, and I think Zoom in general, is that I think they're a company that really try to go for that deeper, thocky, if you will, sound. It always kind of seems like people who want to build the Zoom keyboards want something like this. Now for me, I don't particularly like thocky sound, or rather I don't really like the super foamy sound, and that's something that the Zoom keyboards are really definitely focused on. You know, if you look at their build guides, they all recommend just using all the foam from their foam kit, and for me, I don't really like how that sounds. It's very thuddy. There's really no personality to the sound, and so I kind of want to change it up a little bit. Now the Zoom65 is something that I've had for a while. I've been using it for a while. What it currently has on there are the plate foam, PCB foam. It's using the Alstabs V2, which again are my favorite stabilizers. It's got the HMX Macaroon linear switches. Now these are kind of a clackier switch. I actually really like them a lot. I think they feel very nice. They're pretty light, but very good typing feel. I'm a big fan of these. And I also have these double shot ABS keycaps on here. This was to kind of help accentuate that clackiness a bit. Now these keycaps I am not a huge fan of after a long time. For whatever reason, I don't know, I guess maybe it's probably the material, the ABS material, honestly, probably is just, it doesn't hold up super well, especially compared to like higher quality PBT. And yeah, a lot of the keycaps are starting to fray around the edges, and you know, whenever I remove them with a keycaps puller, I don't know, I sometimes you get some scarring on it, which I'm not a super big fan of. They still work just fine. I think quality wise, for the amount I paid for it, probably could have gotten something a little bit better, to be honest. Now this keyboard doesn't sound bad. I think with the focus on clackiness, I think I made it sound a little bit better. However, for whatever reason, over time, I just kind of felt like it just got more and more thuddy, and I wasn't really happy with the tone. Yeah, so I think the first thing to do is, honestly, we kind of have to clean out the keyboard a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit dusty, and this is a great segment into the partner of today's video. Now, the guys over at Wandair decided to reach out to me and wanted to see if I'd be willing to try out one of their products. Now, it's literally what it sounds like. It's a little blow dryer, essentially, except it's not hot air. It's, you know, cold air or room temp air, and you can use this to blow out your keyboards. Now, the really cool thing about this kit is it actually comes with the air blower, but it also comes with a bunch of different nozzles, so you can get like really specific, you know, airflow or really wide airflow, and it also comes with a bunch of little brushes and stuff to help clean out your keyboard. Honestly, a really cool kit, and this can be bought for about $60-70 on Amazon. Link will be in the description below. Now I actually really like it, and I actually find I have more use for this than just my keyboard. So I use this in my keyboards quite a bit, but I actually also use this when I dry my car to get into the little crevices that I want to blow the air out. This is strong enough to do that, which I think is really cool. There are 3 different levels of air strength, and again, as I said, you can use the different nozzles to really kind of just tackle specifically what you're trying to do, and I think that's really cool. And because this is a partnership, they have decided to kind of give you guys all a discount. So from December 15th till January 13th, they are offering a 20% discount. All you have to do is just click the link in the description below, or you can use the promo code that will also be in the description below to purchase this product at a 20% discount. If you get it now, you know, you'll probably get it before Christmas. It is a great gift. They're really not too expensive, so if you know someone or you yourself are into keyboards or need something like this, this is honestly a pretty great gift. And yeah, let's get back to the Zoom65 build. We're just going to be really taking everything apart. I am basically going to be removing all of the foam in this kit except for the plate foam, and I'll tell you guys why in a bit. Now, the one thing that I did not do when I initially built this keyboard was I did not install the standoffs between the PCB and the plate. And I didn't do that because on Zoom's build guide, they actually said for most of the standoffs you don't really need it, and that should be okay because the switches are holding everything together, and this doesn't really seem required. However, I felt like it kind of needed it, right? After using this keyboard for a few months, I actually do kind of feel like it needs the standoffs because this keyboard is so flexy, right? Because you have the polycarbonate with flex cuts, that's the plate, and then you also have a PCB with flex cuts, and then they're gasket mounted, so it's an incredibly squishy, flexy keyboard. I wanted a little bit of rigidity in the build, and I just wasn't getting that without the standoff. And I'm just going to install all the standoffs onto the plate, and I'm also going to be removing and kind of cleaning out the PCB itself. Now the PE foam is basically held down with the stabilizers, so I had to unscrew them, take them off, and then I just took off the PE foam completely. Honestly, I feel like this is very much overkill on this board. This board has a very deep tone profile to it already, just due to the fact that the aluminum, the case itself is just so thick that the top part of the case is a really thick piece of aluminum. It's really dense, and that kind of like makes that tone that more lower, deeper tone. So we're just going to remove that, put the stabilizers back on, and then we're going to install the plate foam again with the standoffs, and then the just polycarbonate plate again. Now the switches that we're going to be using today, we're not going to be reinstalling the HMX macaron switches, so we're actually going to be using Glorious Pandas. These are basically Glorious, their version of the Holy Pandas. Not bad, kind of a medium tactile switch. These actually have inherently a very deep sound profile, so if you're looking for a tactile switch that has that like deeper sound to it, these are actually fantastic. And they're not super like clacky either, like at least with the part that's tactile. I did lube these up, so they work a little bit smoother. I got rid of a lot of the spring ping, and I think they sound pretty good. Honestly, after putting everything back together, one, I am really happy I installed the rest of the standoffs. I think they made a pretty big difference in the stability of the keyboard. And two, this keyboard really just is inherently deeper toned, right? Like I only have plate foam on here, and it's still very, very, very deep and almost foamy sounding. And due to this, as far as build quality goes, Zoom is very much up there, but as far as sound profile goes, I'm not a super huge fan of it currently. Now I might have to build some more out and just kind of experiment a little bit more. I do have a Zoom65 coming, and with a different plate, so you know, maybe like an aluminum plate or a carbon fiber plate might actually kind of make it sound a little bit different. So we'll see. You know, I'm not gonna basically pass judgment right now. That's just my current experience with my only Zoom keyboard, which is the Zoom65. But yeah, let's take a listen to the Zoom with these new switches and less foam, and let's see what it sounds like. So yeah, as I said, like these are very deep sounding switches, almost thuddy in a way. If you're into that, I think they would be really good. They feel really good to type on. I actually really like the tactile feedback that I'm getting from these switches. I think they feel very good. Again, sound profile is just very low and thuddy. Now I do think that all the stabilizer keys actually sound really good. The spacebar I find sounds fantastic. Really good. Again, L-stabs, super good. If you haven't checked them out yet, definitely do so. They're probably my favorite stabilizer so far, or at least my favorite screw-in stabilizer. And yeah, other than that, I think it sounds a little bit better. There's a little bit more resonance, a little bit more personality, I think, comparatively to the old with more foam. I definitely think less foam in a Zoom keyboard might kind of be the way to go. I really want to see what it sounds like with a higher pitched plate, so like aluminum or carbon fiber. I've currently been actually really enjoying carbon fiber plate keyboard sounds. I think they just sound really nice. So basically at this point, anytime that I can buy a keyboard and if I can get a carbon fiber plate, I've been getting a carbon fiber plate. But yeah, let me know what you guys have been doing with your Zoom keyboards, like how you guys have been configuring them, what kind of sound profile you guys like. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys on the next one.